I'm Natalie Justice Dern, CEO of Rounders England. And a little bit like last year, we just want to take this opportunity to run through just an update at the start of the outdoor season, and hopefully answer any questions you may have, but also give you an update on things that are coming forward ahead over the next kind of few months. So today I'm going to run through just a brief update on our strategy, then an update on membership, any update to our rules review that took place last year, World Rounders Day, Play Rounders, and then an update on our gender project that we've been undertaking with Loughborough University. Just to let you know as well, the session is being recorded. The Q&A is enabled if there is anybody who's on the live on the live session. If you've got any questions that we will try and pick up, we might not get to answer them at the moment, but we would come back to you. But obviously for everybody else on the recording, then obviously that's not going to be available to you, but just to let you know. Okay, so first of all, on our strategy, as most people are aware, we launched a 10-year strategy back in 2022. Last year, we undertook a review of that strategy and just tweaked some of our kind of main posts, as we call them. So our first post is around grow, where hopefully by 2032, our aspiration is to get 2 million people playing by 2032. At present, we are at 1,300,000, which is a 42,500 increase on the previous year. So that's fantastic, and obviously on track to deliver that one. Engage is really around, this is where our membership sits, but it's mainly also around our engaged community. So that's people that we speak to, through various different channels, through our emails, but also our core paid up members are at the heart of this as well. So the idea is to get 100,000 people engaged by 2032, and at the moment we're at 21,000, but that one is significantly increasing as we're going along. So hopefully, that over the next few years, that engagement will continue to increase. And the third post is around compete, which is about expanding and developing our competition program. This one we did change last year as well, with a aspiration to have a commercially viable national knockout cup structure. So that's kind of really exciting, and that our regional and national tournaments and our events that we do hopefully will feed into that opportunity over the next couple of years. So that's if you think FA Cup, it's a bit like FA Cup for Rounders, so that's really exciting. And the last one is around championing our sport and raising the profile of the sport, across the board with partners, media, and just general, across the England and the UK, but also across the world. So our aspiration there is to be Commonwealth Games ready, and I think the key thing there in capital big letters is ready. So we're not suggesting that by 2032 we will be in the Commonwealth Games, but we'll use the Commonwealth Games and the Commonwealth to really raise the profile of Rounders. And in a few slides we'll talk about World Rounders Day, which is one of the things that we're doing to really champion that as well. So that's kind of where where we are at the moment, and a brief update on our kind of strategy and everything that we've been delivering against that. So this one, next one is around our membership. As most of you will be aware, last year we changed and developed a whole new suite of memberships, which have been really, really well received. It's fantastic to see the kind of uptake of that, and hopefully, as you will agree, that it's landing really, really well, and that the growth of that is month on month, which is fantastic. So Play membership, I mean, these, I won't go through them in detail, but they are exactly what they say on the tin. Play membership is if you're just a player who love Rounders, and that's kind of our £5 a year. So that's our entry level base membership product. Compete is again really well received at £10 a year, providing kind of comprehensive cover and benefits for those players that are playing competitively. So obviously within there is your kind of your personal accident cover as well as your public liability. So that's kind of a really popular product that's out there at the moment. And then umpire, similar. It's specific to umpires, but as we know, a lot of our umpires do play, but that gives them their full comprehensive cover there when they're umpiring in the sport, similar to coach, exactly what it says there. When you are a coach, it gives you all the covers whilst you're coaching, but also covers you as a player as well. The one that we're really, really pleased with is our all-rounder membership, and that has been really, really well received. And it recognises the multitude of roles that people play around us, playing, coaching, umpiring, and just, you know, that kind of all-round love of the sport. So that one has been really, really well received, which is fantastic. And £30 a year, you know, you can't grumble at that, I don't think. And the massive update is this year there is no price increase. We've been rolling this out for the last year, and we wanted to keep it at the same level, so to keep it as affordable as possible to the Rounders community. So no price increase this year, which is hopefully going to be well received by you guys. Well, last year as well, we launched affiliation and registration for our leagues and clubs and teams. Again, I won't go through all of that, but we have got currently 8 leagues signed up to our affiliation, which is fantastic, really. And you know, we really hope to increase on that again this year. The price point of that is £100, but it is about creating a link between leagues and Rounders England around engagement, governance, safeguarding. We're here on hand for any support, whether it be governance or whether it just be advice. We have a private group, a forum where it's named committee members only, and also just as benefits in there, you get basic safeguarding courses for all committee members. And also we have, which has been fantastic for some of our leagues, we will be doing some case studies on this, is a kickback program. So if the league kind of sell individual memberships, you do get a kickback scheme, and I know that has been really well received by our affiliated leagues that can go towards kind of end of year presentation, kit and equipment for your teams and clubs. So you know, if you are a league out there that isn't currently affiliated and want to or want to find out anything more, then please, you know, do get in touch. Similarly with club registration or team registration, whichever you define yourself as, this is a free registration, and it's about us providing support and advice to all of our kind of teams and leagues, especially around, you know, things like safeguarding or any governance issues that you may have. You know, so it's around you know, really kind of bridging that gap, and helps us with understanding what our clubs and teams need, and also awareness of who's playing out there as well. So it's massive for us in there. Obviously you do get benefits, welfare officer training, use of the logo, help with the governance, as I've just said. And then there is obviously an additional thing in there where you've got some joining requirements. So there is minimum requirements where you do have to have a chair, secretary, and welfare officer within your setup, and obviously use Sport 80 for the registration as well. So there is some you know, there is some things for you to do in there, but hopefully that will really help you as you grow as a team or as a club. So yeah, that's been really well received, and we've currently got about 161 clubs and teams registered. So again, hopefully this year that will continue to grow, you know, which is fantastic. And you can kind of just see at the bottom of the slide there, one of the that some of those kind of benefits that you get are for the teams that have got 2 or more paid up kind of play or compete members. So it kind of just makes sense that those additional benefits are for people that have got some paid members within their club or team. Okay, so moving on to rules review update. As most people are aware, last year we conducted a rules review, and following kind of the conclusion of that at the end of last year, we confirmed that there's no specific rule changes for the next 2 years, for the next 2 seasons. So the current official Rounders rulebook remains the most up-to-date source for the rules of the game. So hopefully that will be welcome news from people. There was one proposed rule change submitted, But whilst it's not going to be added to the rule book, it requires additional consideration by the technical team as to how it might be added in by way of a hint, hence why it's not a specific rule change. And it's directly relating to obstruction of the batter, specifically around verbal obstruction. So actually a rule change was submitted for that, but actually when you look at the rule book, it is in there, but it's probably not as clear as apparent as where it should be. So it'll probably just be included as a hint. The other thing that we've had a lot of questions on and a lot of inquiries on are around the wearing of gloves. So currently there is no, Rounders England do not have any ruling around wearing of gloves. There has been at times certain different kinds of gloves that are being worn, but for us we don't have a specific rule. So some other leagues and teams do wish to include that people can't wear gloves, or if they can wear gloves, it's a certain kind. But for us, our only stipulation is that it is no catching mitt. So if you think of a glove likened to a baseball catching mitt, where there's a piece of material between the thumb and forefinger that helps aid catching, those are prohibited. But the wearing of other gloves is down to local rulings. But for us, it's not a rule whether you can or you can't, as long as it is not a catching mitt. So hopefully, like I said, that is welcome news, that there aren't loads of different changes. So the current rule book does stand and will continue to be updated with those hints that I've just mentioned. So next one is around World Rounders Day. This links in with that post 4 on our strategy. We launched it last year, and it took place last year, and it was a real success. And as part of a week-long program of celebrations, a Guinness World Record was challenged and subsequently broken by King Edward V Camp Hill Girls' School in Birmingham, who achieved 239 participants in a Rounders exhibition match. So amongst lots of other things, it was a real success last year. So it is an annual celebration for us. And this year is taking place on the 17th. Well, every year it takes place on the 17th of July. So our kind of promotion of activities and planning is already underway. And our first social media post was published on the 1st of April. So what's it going to look like this year? 1st of June, a range of promotional assets will be made available via the World Rounders Day website pages. They'll be accessible for the entire community to download and use, commemorative certificates, as well as lesson plans, mini games designed to support school and educational establishments in delivering activity on the day. So on the 17th of June, so 1 month ahead of the event, we will launch a World Rounders Day challenge. It'll encourage teams and clubs across the country to engage with us on social media, helping us raise awareness of the day, whilst fostering that sense of friendly competition that we love in Rounders. But further details of the challenge will be announced, obviously, in due course. We'll continue to work closely with our corporate partners and provide a range of promotional offers on equipment and resources during the week of the celebrations as well. So the other thing that we obviously with this is around really sharing and celebrating Rounders internationally, and that's why it links into our kind of Commonwealth Games Ready strategic objective that we have. So we'll be celebrating and promoting Rounders around the world. And so we've done quite a lot of outreach work around that, just to understand who's playing it around the world. And we've recently met with Rounders Club and Rounders League in Trinidad. We're starting conversation off with some people across in Kenya. We've worked with GAA and obviously a lot of other international organisations, just to really try and promote Rounders around the world. And some of that is around their interpretation of Rounders with different rules and different ways of playing the game. But at the end of the day, it is all Rounders. So we do want to celebrate that. So finally, on World Rounders Day itself, we'll maintain an active presence, obviously on social media, sharing content and your content from across the community alongside our own interpretation of Rounders around the world, as I said, for some of those international local organisations that we've been in contact with. So yeah, it should be a fantastic kind of day and a week of celebrations. Just a really good opportunity to raise the profile of the sport that we all love. The next one is around Play Rounders. So last year was a fantastic success for Play Rounders. With over 8,000 attendances, with people joining activity across our 35 locations. So Play Rounders is our adult social rounders program, very much focused on turn up and play style of approach and stripped back rules, and all about having fun and being active. So it's it's a fantastic program that we're really proud of, and it's growing rapidly, which is great for us. We've trained over 60 activators to date to deliver the sessions, and this year we plan to welcome even more people taking part. Last year, one of our Play Rounders projects won Community Activity of the Year at the Rounders England Awards, which is fantastic. And then this month and next month, we're launching in over 27 locations, with more to come. We'll continue to try and work with more and more partners to deliver Play Rounders. Previously, we've worked with the RFU and Everyone Active. But as we said, we're continuing to grow that. So there is a QR code there. If you want to find any more information or find a location near you, but equally, there's an email address on the slide there of Nick Jackson, our Play Rounders manager. If you're interested in setting up Play Rounders in your local area, or know of an organisation that are keen to set that up. So yeah, that's fantastic program with lots of growth, which we're really excited about. Okay. Next one, we mentioned this last year at the season opener. So we've been working with Loughborough University on the main question being whether Rounders is a gender affected sport. So Loughborough University conducted research for us, both desk-based research and actually out on the field research, and presented their results to us and gave us the overview of those in March this year. So as a staff team at the moment, what we're doing is busy kind of looking at that, pulling out some of the key findings from that, and they will be reviewed by the board between May and July, with it being the theme discussion at the July board meeting for the Rounders England board, where what we'll do is discuss those findings, review them, and agree a direction as to whether there are any changes to any of our policies, specifically about the trans and non-binary policy that we currently have. So July to September will be when we'll be looking at any consultation. So if following those findings and the board review, if there are any changes proposed, then that's when we'll be doing some consultation with the membership and wider community as well around some of those changes. And then by November, we'll announce any policy changes that there may be coming from that, ready for adoption in January 2027. So it's a fantastic project, and it's really key for us to get the evidence and insight to back any changes or any decisions that will be made going forward. So it's been great to work with Loughborough University on that, and also the community. I know there was lots of our community that were involved in that, answering a survey that was out as part of that as well. So thanks for those that were involved in that. It's been really useful. So that's kind of it from me from the entire for the update. I hope everybody's kind of gearing up for a fantastic and busy and Rounders playing summer season. Hopefully the weather's going to be on our side this year. And we'll see lots of you at the regional and the national finals that are going to be taking place in the coming months. So thanks everybody, and if there are any questions about any of that, around membership, around any of the projects I've spoken about, then please do not hesitate to get in touch with us.